Hi folks, welcome back to the B-29 restoration project. Honestly, this is it's probably going to be one of the last construction updates until, well, probably one of the last updates until we get ready to fly this thing. Last few videos mostly showing mounting the cowls, trimming them for like the exhaust openings and the spark plug caps and everything. And really, after that, the excitement of having everything and kind of getting into that final assembly stage took over, and we just forgot to make videos. But I mean, honestly, it's just a whole lot of installing stuff, bolting it down, securing receiver extensions, bolting on engines, plumbing fuel tanks. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot to see. Well, there was a whole lot to see, just not a whole lot to cover. And there's tons and tons of videos of people showing you how to install a servo and plumb a carburetor gas line. But here we are. The B-29, as you can see, is basically, well, it's not basically done. It is 99% of the way done. I say 99% of the way because there's just minor little things to do. I've already done retract gear swings. If you pay attention to our Facebook posts, I posted a video of that a few weeks. By the time this video comes out, probably a month or two ago. The gear sequence takes a full minute to go from down to up and back down. And the reason why it takes that long is because of the main landing gear doors. The actuators I chose for that are just slow. They only do about 3 millimeters a second, and when you've got 50 millimeters of stroke, it works out to about 20 seconds to do that. And the plus side is they'll pick up about 10 pounds of weight, but they're slow in doing it. So I've got new actuators on order. They were actually supposed to be delivered today, and today's the December 27th. With the holidays, they're not supposed to be here till maybe tomorrow. They're literally about an hour away, so hopefully they'll be here tomorrow. So tomorrow, the 28th of December, those will get replaced. I'll probably take the current ones out today or tonight and then put the new ones in tomorrow. Besides that, really, there's only a couple little things to do. I made my own telemetry RPM sensors for the Stinger 125 Pros that are in this thing. The design I use for the telemetry sensors are from rc-thoughts.com. They've got an amazing website with all kinds of cool Jetty stuff that shows you schematics on how to make an Arduino work for all sorts of different sensors. They've got GPS, Vario stuff, CDI telemetry, which is what this one is, where it uses the ignition box that outputs an RPM, and then that goes straight to the Jetty. I went ahead and wired the inboard engine, so all 4 engines have RPM telemetry. Really, I don't see it being a whole lot of useful while you're flying, but it might be useful if it's a loud day and you think an engine might be kind of being fidgety. You can get your spotter to kind of check it out and look at it and tell you which one it is. So I got all those wired up. They're installed. I've got to go in and hook them up individually, starting with number 1 and work my way across to number 4. That way they're numbered properly as you hook them up. So I got to do that, which is, we'll do that when we go to balance it. And then we have to weigh and balance this thing. Honestly, it doesn't need balanced. I did all the math, the calculations based off of the wing horizontal stabilizer and the aftmost CG limit that I would ever use, which is a 5% static margin, which basically the center of gravity is almost right there on top of the aerodynamic center for the wing, is only a 1/4 inch in front of the axle. So what that tells me, as long as the airplane doesn't fall on the tail, it's nose heavy. So pretty easy to figure out quite quickly. Right now, once we put the tail on it and one wing panel, it's nose heavy. We put the other wing on it, it's going to be nose heavy. So I'm not too worried about center gravity wise. The thing's going to be nose heavy. The question is really just how nose heavy is it going to be, and the other question is how heavy is it going to be, which I really don't want to know the answer to that question, but we'll figure that out and we'll find out. So balance, gear door actuators, and the RPM module is really the only thing that's left to do. RPM stuff, we'll do that when we go to assemble it. When we go to assemble it to balance it, and obviously we'll balance at the same time, and we'll end up doing that at my buddy Gunny's place over at Aviation Concepts. He's got a nice big heated shop to where we can put this whole thing together and not freeze our butts off outside in the 30-degree weather with 15-20 mile an hour winds. So like I said, it's done pretty much. All the paint work's done. You can see I've got the cowls all painted. Spark plug caps are right here. It's amazing what a Sharpie marker will do. I don't expect it to last, but it definitely makes it blend in. We got fuel dots. This is not a scale airplane. It's not intended for scale competition. Going for simple to maintain, simple to operate. Fuel dots are from Extreme Flight. They're magnetic. Their fuel line is also from Extreme Flight, and they clip in there nicely and they come out very easily as well. As far as the fuel dot on the number 3 engine here is facing outboard, and the number 4 engine is here facing inboard, so you literally don't have to get between the 2 engines to fill up both engines. And then when we get to putting smoke on it at some point in the future, the outboard engines will have another fuel dot for the smoke itself. We got all of our engines named. We've made this post on Facebook, so if you pay attention to that, you already know. For those of you who don't, we got, starting at number 1 is Mimi, number 2 is Amelia, number 3 is Jesse, and then number 4 over here. I'm sorry, number 3 is Aaron, and number 4 is Jesse. So we allowed everyone who basically made a substantial enough donation to purchase an engine, we allowed them to name the 4 engines. So that was just kind of like a little personal touch that donators could do. Like I've mentioned in a couple other videos, the cowl mounting bolts are just 1032 nylon. Here you see the black one. Well, maybe you'll see it, maybe you don't. Hopefully you don't. And then up here, these are just painted with some AK Super Chrome. It's let me see if I can find it. Here we go. This stuff here, AK Super Chrome. It's a alcohol ink chrome paint, and I was lazy and I literally just brushed this stuff on. Since it is an alcohol ink, it does rub off the more you mess with it, but on a black base that's just brushed on it, it kind of gives it a nice, not necessarily chrome look, but more of a dirty aluminum look. So that turned out really well. All the cowl flaps are done. I ran, instead of carbon, I put a 1-inch wide strip of, I want to say 9-ounce fiberglass right here down the seam of everything. That locked it in really well. And then here in between, there's a piece of 20 thousandths G10 wedge to just kind of seal the gap, because typically these have a little bit of a gap seal there. 2 of the 4 propellers are here. The other 2 are supposed to be here after the new year. So that'll be taken care of. We've done a little bit of nomenclature. Obviously, the Fertile Myrtle nose art from Cali Graphics arrived. We ordered way too many of these, but they're awesome. And if we ever have to paint it for whatever reason, we've got plenty of extra. We did the no smoking with 100 feet in red, just because I believe Fifi has it. I don't know if Doc does or not, but it adds a little bit of character to something a little bit boring. Obviously, the nose is all in. The nose itself is held on by a single 1032 bolt, and then we've got an O-ring on the back side that just holds the bolt in place so it doesn't fall out. Speaking of a single 1032 bolt, it only takes 1 Allen wrench to assemble this entire airplane. All of the bolts are all the same size. They're all 1032, and 1 tool to put the whole airplane together. Matter of fact, you can use that one tool to take the wings off, the tail off, the landing gear out of it, not the engine, so it's got to stay on with a different one. But it only takes a handful of tools to work on this airplane. Mostly, I believe it's a 3/32 Allen wrench for servos, a quarter, whatever Allen wrench it is for a quarter 20 bolt, and whatever it is for 1032s, and then a flathead screwdriver. It's like 4 or 5 tools to work on the whole airplane. Again, trying to make this thing easy to operate, easy to work on. I don't want to make it a headache to do stuff to it. So the easier it is to deal with, the better, especially if you're at an event and something quits working or breaks and you need to work on it. Make it easy, make stuff mostly off the shelf. Everything on here is pretty much off the shelf. There's only a handful of little things that are not landing outside of the airplane landing gear, like the RPM modules. But you know, if an RPM module goes bad, whoop-de-doo, just fly it without it. So anyways, we got the data block here. This was made in-house on some, I want to say it's Mr. Decal or something. It's just some water slide decal paper off of Amazon. I printed it on a inkjet. Well, I use LaserJet paper in an inkjet printer, which works really, really well. And then you just spray a couple of light coats of a clear coat over that, and then it's a water slide decal. You put it on like a plastic model decal, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, the outboard wings I don't have in here. I'm slowly bringing other things in here for winter maintenance. This one is way further done than expected. I did end up redoing the aluminum panel up here on the leading edge of the vertical fin tail. It just kept peeling away, kind of like it's doing a couple of spots. I still need to do this back one. I might do a video for that just because it's a little bit interesting doing a pre-stretch to make that fit, and it worked out really well. I'm also going to do another video explaining the radio system in this thing. It's not really all that complex, but it is different. But anyways, I'm gonna stop talking. That's the update on the B-29. It's basically done.